Hey fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. Hope you're watching real time as either a Patreon patron or a Twitch Prime member who linked his Amazon Prime account, or as a YouTube subscriber. Two of those three are really cheap and one is free, Twitch Prime and Amazon Prime. So please, at a minimum, link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account. You can do that even if you're a subscriber. That helps us. If you're watching a week late on YouTube, that's because you have no money or you don't find this valuable. Follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. Let's get to today's question. Let's do another question from Twitter, from @SpecterMan. Is developers working from home one of the main causes of current AAA games launching broken or with extensive bugs like Battlefield 2042 and Dying Light 2? So, look, I mean, here, if you're the studio and if you're the publisher, then of course you, excuse me, then of course you blame shelter in place and work from home. It's sort of like whenever a company does poorly at retail, you know, like anybody who sells anything, Nordstrom or whatever, they blame the weather when they can. It's a cop-out. So the answer is no. The main reason games are crappy is because companies rush them. And I think that EA on Battlefield, there's a lot more going on there, and it's fine that they want to blame shelter from home or shelter in place, work from home. But, you know, my understanding was Battlefield 2042 didn't even have working chat. I mean, there was just like, I didn't play it. There was just a bunch of things that were kind of blocking and tackling that weren't even there. That's lame. That's not work from home. That's release a game before it's ready. That's what happened. And I can't speak to Dying Light because I actually don't know the development process there, but I do know Battlefield. The Battlefield, I'm going to get all these games wrong. Battlefield 1, which was the 2015 game, got super high reviews and people loved it. And that was the old World War I game. And right after it came out, January, February of 2016, the head of the DICE studio, Patrick Bach, left and he went to Ubisoft. And when I say he went to Ubisoft, he formed Ubisoft Stockholm, and presumably, as he staffed up, he hired some people who worked on Battlefield 1. Then Battlefield 5 came out in 2018, and about a week before it came out, maybe 2-3 weeks, EA fired Patrick Soderlund, who was their head of all studios, and Patrick was the founder of DICE, and Patrick said to me in these words, when I said, I'm worried about Battlefield 5 being bad because Patrick Bach left and he presumably poached some of your good employees, Patrick Soderlund said, don't worry about Battlefield 5. I'm running it. I'm running the studio. This is my project and it's going to be good. And it was okay. It got okay reviews. I think Battlefield 1 got like 88s or so. Battlefield 5, I think, got like high 70s, maybe 80, but 78, 80. So good enough. Those are fine scores. But they fired Patrick Soderlund, and guess what he did? He formed an independent studio, which he later sold to Nexon in Stockholm. And again, presumably, he staffed up with DICE employees. So both Patricks, Bach and Soderlund, have competing studios in the same town as DICE. They staffed up 100 or so people each. Presumably they hired 10 or 15 or 20 people from DICE. So DICE lost a lot of good talent and lost the leaders of the last two Battlefield games. So I couldn't even name who the executive producer on Battlefield 2042 is. But I can tell you this, he wasn't the executive producer of either of the last two Battlefield games. And he didn't have all the people that worked on the last two Battlefield games. So that studio had a new head and a lack of continuity. So do we want to blame that on work from home, or do we want to blame that on lack of talent? I would go the latter. So that's the answer on Battlefield 2042. I can tell you that I wrote in 2016, after Patrick Bach left, that I was worried about the Battlefield franchise. I wrote in 2018, after Patrick Soderlund left, that I was really worried about the next Battlefield. And they had 3 years to work on it, and it came out, and it was buggy, and it was missing things people cared about, and it felt like a Me Too game. I realized it was set in the future. It just wasn't good. Now, you didn't mention Call of Duty Vanguard, which got, for Call of Duty, really crappy reviews, like mid-70s. The Battlefield games got like 65 or something, Battlefield 2042. Call of Duty got the lowest Call of Duty scores in years. I mean, since Ghosts, I think, got a 72. This thing got like a 75. And I don't know why that was bad. And in fairness, Activision didn't say it was because of work from home. Because guess what? The one the year before was great, and that was work from home. I think it's just that some of these franchises get long in the tooth, and you're trying to kind of innovate on a genre that everybody understands, in a setting that everybody understands. And you can take a game like Assassin's Creed and put it in a different century, and it's kind of interesting because the architecture is different, and the characters are different, and the weapons are different. But my God, a military shooter, how much more can you do than go between World War I and the future? You know, and so World War II is fun, Vietnam is fun, you know, that era. So modern warfare is fun, near future is fun, but my God, guess what? Call of Duty's done them all. And so now Battlefield's trying to do them all. And I think that game reviewers are tougher than they've ever been. I think expectations are higher than they've ever been. I think graphic fidelity is so high on these new consoles and our new TVs that the tiniest bugs just jump out at you off the screen. So, you know, I gotta say, the of all the games that were badly reviewed this past year that surprised me, GTA Trilogy, because they just took GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas and remastered them, and you know, they used a third-party studio as a port, and yet that didn't work. And I don't really get it. Like, I'm not technologically competent to explain why that didn't work, but my God, those 3 games got like 95, 96, and 97. It's like, how the hell could this thing get less than a 95? And it got a 56. I mean, I don't even know how that happens. But it's because, not from work from home, it's because they did a half-assed job porting it. And they made a lot of mistakes, and the game just was buggy. And I'm not even sure. Like, people were saying the driving controls didn't work. Like, that's just stupid. You know, not stupid for the reviewer. Stupid to put a game out where the driving controls didn't work. So, to be honest with you, I was a little surprised that Rockstar didn't do GTA Trilogy remaster. It was that was some other studio. Rockstar's doing the GTA 5 Enhanced Edition, so it's a remaster for next gen, and it got delayed out of holiday into March. I actually thought, before Take-Two reported, that they were going to delay it again. Not because they couldn't get it right, but because they were so distraught over how bad GTA Trilogy reviews were that they were not going to take any chances, and they didn't delay it, which actually tells me, because the Rockstar guys are perfectionists, it'll be perfect. But still, you know, there's no excuse ever to put out a bad game. And the poster child for this is Cyberpunk. You know, that game was in development for probably 10 years. And why did it come out buggy? Because they committed to a date, which they slipped twice as far as I can remember. I think they slipped it from like February to May to fall. And by the time they got around to releasing it, they were like, shit, we promised people we have to do it. And it was buggy. That thing needed another year. So guess what? Guess when GTA 6 is coming out? When it's ready. The more a game developer puts into the game, the better it is for the consumer. And man, for $60, the idea that you can play for 10 hours a week for a year, God bless them. That's value. So I really like the Rockstar guys. I think that they really do a service, but they don't blame working from home as a cause. And honestly, everybody's figured out how to deal with working from home. So nope, that's not the reason. Thank you for joining us on Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. And if you are watching real time, it's because either you're a Patreon patron, thank you very much. You're a YouTube subscriber, thank you very much. and or you have linked your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account, which all of you can do for free. If your parents are Prime members, go ahead and try it. It'll work. Remember to re-up that. It's in the description, show description. We tell you how to do that online. So just take a look and link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account, because it's free money for Shane. It'll keep these things being produced. It's no money for me, but I know you guys tolerate me. If you're doing none of those, follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. I will see you next time.